Good morning, good evening, wherever you are out there in YouTube land. My name is Carrie, and I'm from Dragonfly Trading System. We have an announcement to make. We are soon to open our Discord. We are looking for interested people who want to become an independent trader. This will not be a signals channel, meaning that we will not be giving out signals as, when to take a trade, when not to take a trade. This is going to be a Discord that's totally dedicated to education, where you will one day not need us. That we will teach you our system where you can be confident and independent yourself, and hopefully will want to join us in teaching others. So right now, if you are interested, email us at Dragonflytradingsystem. Get on the list because it's going to be a first come, first served basis because we're only taking so many people. Because we want to give our very best to those people. So that's why it's going to be a small group. And if you're interested, send us an email. We'll be sending you regular updates about pricing, everything that's involved, and we hope to be open by October. That is our goal, and I hope to see so many of you there. Let's get to the YouTube video. Okay, today's video is going to be an update on Bitcoin and ETH. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is just the way that I see the market, and I intend to trade it. So starting out on Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, we've had a little down candle here, dump. And I know that on a lower time frame, this looks huge and it's scary. But looking at it from this perspective, it looks fine. I mean, it just looks like it's nothing because we've had much bigger candles than this candle that we have here. But let's talk about it. So we know that we want this to be a 1, a 2, 3, making 4, and we want to go up for that big fifth leg that'll get us up into those $100,000 or even bigger if this wants to overextend, which it perfectly well could, because we did not get an overextended third. As long as we do not come into wave 1, which I've talked about in all of my videos, but for those of you that are just tuning in, this is for you. As long as we don't come into wave 1 and hit 14,000, we are fine. We can come even very close to it and still be okay. But if we hit it, this run up being a 5-wave move is invalidated as it is. I would look at it as if this was the third, this was the fourth, and this was the fifth. And what's actually happening is that we're creating a higher degree fourth, which I've talked about in prior videos. I won't go into it now, and I'll readdress it if we break this bottom here. Okay? So looking at the RSI and our indicators, we did get rejected just like I was talking about in the bullish resistance zone, which is in between 60 and 70. What needs to happen now on the weekly time frame is we need to hold 40. It's very important. Over here, when we were hitting 40 and rallying, hitting 40, rally, hitting 40, rally, it wasn't until we broke 40 that we came on through with another leg like that. Okay. If we want to see 30 hold, I feel strongly that we need to hold that 40 line on the weekly time frame. Okay? I can't say whether if we break it that we will come into wave one. We'll just have to wait and see. That's a ways away, and we'll address it when it comes, but the ideal situation is to hold 40. The market liberator, the yellow VWAP is getting very much closer to the 0 mark, meaning that once it crosses 0, we tend to see more red candles. Now, can it turn to the upside? It can. It can do anything it wants, but we need to pay attention here for this to cross 0. All right, let's move down to the daily. On the daily time frame, we hit my target box perfectly. As you can see, this was an amazing short. I am not in it currently anymore. I took my profits. Hit the resistance. It was as perfect as it could get. So let's talk about what is in the immediate future here. Now, I've pulled a fib extension to show you that this could be what we call an expanded flat. But I do not feel that it is over. And I'll tell you why. Because I feel like this is the start of a correction. Because every leg needs a partner leg. Like right here when we had this initial dump to the downside, we rallied up and we gave it a partner leg. Here, came to the downside, we rallied up, we gave it a partner. Let's see, here, we came to the downside, we rallied up, we broke the high. This was our partner leg. So even if this is an expanded flat, which it totally qualifies because it hit the 2.618. Now, if we break this 2.618 and come on down, that's invalidated because the 2.618 is as far as an expanded flat can go. And what an expanded flat is this type of move. Now, it could be or it couldn't be, but I still feel we need a partner for this first move. We'll just call it a move. All right. Now, whether we are going to rally up and then give a partner. Okay. Now, I've talked about this where this could be an A, a B, C. This rallies with an A, B, C like this. Okay. We come down in a three-wave move, depending on how deep it comes. It just gets more complex. That gives us the opportunity to come up in either 3 or 5 waves to get us up higher. What happens is this whole move turns into a 3-wave move, and this becomes our A. B gets extended up higher, and then we come down for C or Y, whatever it's going to be. Now, getting up higher, like I've always said, is best because the higher the B, the more bullish. Will this scenario play out? I cannot say. But it's on the table. And this is the most bullish thing that can happen right now. What else can happen? What else can happen is that we are getting the partner leg now, meaning that this was our first move and it's an A or a W. This is our B wave. It's complete, B or X. And we're not going to go any higher. And we're going to get this partner now. So this is the first leg of it. And we either come down in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm not putting any projections on this right now. These blue boxes are gaps. So they may very well get filled. or we come down in 3 and maybe this gap gets filled. I'm not going to project how deep this can come just yet. It's too early to say, and we need more price action to fill in. Giving you projections now is only going to scare you. I've done that in prior videos. Yes, we can come down into this support. Yes, we can come down into this support 100%. But I would like to see us at least hold the bottom of this support. I don't want to see us go any deeper than that. Worst case scenario. Because if we break that order block there, I feel like we'll come into our wave 1 and we don't want that to happen. Okay, so let's talk, is there a bull scenario here? Is there a mega bull where we just take off from here and we go? In all of my prior videos, I've talked about there is some bullish counts on the table. We've been over them. The first one is that somehow we ended here. I don't like this. I've talked about why in prior videos, but I can't just say it's not possible. This could be a 1, 2, let's see, 3, 4, 5, and it's what we call a leading diagonal. It would be a wave 1. And then this correction, which I feel still needs another leg, would come down, and this would create a wave 2, and then we would blast off for our big wave 3. That is a bullish count. It's on the table, but I would have to have missed something major down here, and I've been over this so many times. So I'm not particularly leaning this way, but I'm not going to not say it's not possible. So that is the bull, the bear. Let's take a look at the indicators. On the daily time frame, we need to hold 40. Okay. As you can see, when we were coming up in this run, we held, even in these corrections, we held the 40 mark. Even coming up, coming down, coming up, coming down, even when we're getting to the end here, we held the 40. When we broke through is when it got ugly here. Now, we want to see a B wave that's going to come up pretty high here and give us a C. That would be very bullish. For the bullish scenario, we're going to need to hold this 40. That would be best for us to hold 40 to see the bullish scenario. We break through it, we're probably going to come deeper here. Well, it's obvious that we're going to come deeper. Market Liberator is kind of neutral right now. This VWAP looks like it wants to, come around, but it's got a lot of ways to go before it can come around and pass 0 again. Let's go on down to the 4-hour and get a really closer look. Actually, we'll go down to the 1 hour. Maybe the 2 hour. Okay, so when I talked about that this can be a B is because this looks corrective to me, like an A, a B, C, or it's complex. Basically complex. So 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and then this is a swift C wave to the downside. That's totally possible because it didn't quite hit the 2.618. Okay? So it is possible that our first move is a 3-wave move. Or we created an ending diagonal here. And this was our 5th. where we have wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me back that up. Take a better look. No, don't like the ending diagonal idea. No, don't like it because this right here looks like a 5-wave move to me, and you can't have a 5-wave move for a leg of an ending diagonal. They have to all be 3s. So I really feel that this is an expanded flat for our first move, okay? What's going to happen here? We got to let some more data fill in, okay? There's just not enough data to say whether we are going to roll over here for another leg and do that H-type correction before we rally back up, or are we just going to keep climbing like this for our B wave? We'll have to wait and see. Let some more data fill in. So that is the gist of Bitcoin. Let's go over to ETH. ETH on the weekly time frame. ETH looks a lot better than Bitcoin at the moment because ETH is sitting way up higher on the weekly time frame. It has much more room to move before it breaks into the bearish zone. Okay, so on a weekly time frame, ETH looks way better and has more room to come down before it even gets ugly. As far as Market Liberator goes, we don't have a short signal yet, but it won't really create one until this really starts to roll over on the weekly time frame. On the daily, we need to try back here when we were in this run, we were holding the 50. ETH broke through to the 40. Actually, it broke through the 40 one time. Then it found 40 as support and 50 and on up, okay? So right now we're sitting on the 50 line. We do have bullish divergence because the TDI goes off the candle closes, not the wicks. But this can easily get wiped out with a candle. For the daily time frame, we need to hold 40. 40 would be best. Breaking down into 30 would bring this down much lower. Now we have a lot of support underneath us here. A lot of support. Now ETH is a little bit different than Bitcoin. As you can see, I pulled this extension here and it went way past the 2.618. So this being an expanded flat move is off the table for ETH. This to me looks like this was the end of something and this is the beginning of something. Okay? Which means, same as Bitcoin, we're either getting this partner leg now or this is the first leg. We're going to create a leg, rally leg, and then we need a partner leg. Now, what correction is going to take place here, I can't say because there's too many corrections that can take place here. But as it stands at the moment, this looks like 5 waves to me. So we're either going to have possibly a zigzag, which is a 5-3-5, or it's going to get a little bit uglier And this is going to be a 1, a 2. This 3 is going to come deeper. We're going to get a 4 and then a 5. And maybe fill this gap down here. Now, ETH has a more bullish look to it. It has a very good potential for this being a 1, a 2, 3, 4, 5. And this being all a wave 1, and this correction that will take place, how deep it'll come, I don't know, has a potential for a 2. And then, of course, we get the big 3. But we all know, if you've been paying attention to my channel, I'm not trying to seem bearish here. It's just I've talked about this bottom so many times about I don't like the way that it ended. The extensions don't match up. It just seems unfinished. But this bullish count is on the table and doesn't get invalidated until we break this low. So this being all a wave 1 and we create a wave 2 here, doesn't get invalidated until we break this low, which is a huge invalidation away. Will we be able to tell before that? Probably. Probably. Because there's time analysis and other things that can go into it to be able to tell if this is a 2. And I'll be updating before then anyway. All right, well, there's not much more to say here. Some are probably thinking, why can't this be the people that know Elliott wave are probably thinking, well, why can't this be a higher degree 4th? Because we came into the prior 4th. Well, my reasoning is that because of the aggressiveness of this drop and the fact that I feel that this is the first leg of it. Now, if we rally up really high and then we come down like this and do not break this again, yes, then that is a potential that this could be a higher degree 4th, and then we go up for another 5th. Basically like this. But if we do that, guess what? We've got to come down again because we need to correct it. So I'm more leaning that this was the end and this is the beginning. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day.